I'm Tim Hoy. I'm the CEO of Hoj Innovations, and today we're going to have a podcast edition of the Warehouse Floor. And we invited Boyce Bonham with Hytrol Conveyors, the Vice President of Engineering and Product Design. Boyce, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Tim.
We've had a few conversations internally. We've mainly had team members and wanted to expand our podcast to some key factories, and Hytrol really is a top line company that we partner with and bring products to market. As I look back, our anniversary date of becoming an integrated partner with Hytrol is almost as long as the existence of our business. So when Hoj started as a integration company, we started as an overhead crane group, fabricating cranes in 1964, and in 1966 January, we became a integrated partner for Hytrol. Coming on 60 years, and I wish our founder and your founder were still alive to kind of talk about them meeting and really how early it was in the formation of our business that we were able to find Hytrol as a partner. And over the years, year in and year out, we don't necessarily have an award for key suppliers, but Hytrol would be at the top of the list, really bringing innovation and great support to industry. And so we really appreciated that for decades. And I will say it's interesting how well Hytrol has always embraced innovation. They've embraced technology and manufacturing excellence and shipping on time focus, and a lot of these basics, they really lead out in the industry as a forward-thinking company. And that, I don't know, Boyce, maybe talk a little bit about maybe the company, how it is that maybe you embrace the technology so well to bring products forward.
Yeah, so Tim, I think it's great that you talked a little bit about our founders and the long-term relationship that we have had with Hoj. And I know that our founders were good friends and both believed in the growth of our companies through technology and bringing technology and staying current with the needs of the industry. And that's one of the key things to the success of Hytrol, I think, is not only the way we go to market and partnering with good companies, engineering companies in the material handling industry, is not only partnering with them, but listening to the needs of our customers and the integration partner network and what technologies are needed and staying current with those. So we've done a lot of work in bringing new products to market to meet those needs. In fact, back in 1992, our founder recognized that one of the key focuses to stay current and grow the business and be the supplier of choice by our integration partners was to develop products. So we built our technology center where we can focus on innovation and bringing innovation to life there in our technology center. And that's been a really successful adventure for us. And we still have that technology today. We've expanded it. It's not only a product development center, but it's also a center where we can demonstrate our products and technologies, even with customer products brought into the technology center and ran on our products so that we can see how they perform, how they transition, how they sort, or whatever the need may be before those products are put into their facilities. So I think one of the keys to our success has been innovation and bringing new products to market.
Yeah, it's interesting too that even the availability of technology in the marketplace, whether it's, using the web early or intranets, Hytrol is always leading into these technologies on a pretty impressive way. When we look at other suppliers and manufacturers, how far behind they might be in utilizing technology platforms. And Hytrol has always stood out to me as a group that's leveraging what's available in technology. And some of those technologies come to market, they're useful for 5 or 10 years, and then they fade away and some's replaced by it. But Hytrol's in that platform too. So connecting with customers, the training, as forward thinking as you are in a company, you also have really demonstrated the importance of tradition in taking care of fundamentals. So, I think of the training and the sales schools the maintenance schools and how available you are to some of these core principles of getting classroom together, teams come in, see the product, see the manufacturing floor, learn about them. What kind of sales training and maintenance training do you guys offer today that still exists from 50 years ago?
So, yeah, Tim, I think one of the keys things that's important in the way we go to market, and that's 100% through our integration partner network. The integration partners, that is viewed, those people are viewed as a part of our company. They're not employees of our company, but they are our sales force. And it's so important to keep those salespeople connected to Hytrol and connected to our product offering and solutions that we bring to market. And we do that through our training. And we do a lot. We put a lot of effort into our training of our salespeople, which are the integration partner network. I mean, anytime new people are hired by integration partners, they come to Hytrol. They spend time understanding our products, the application training, how to do the pricing, how to do competitive pricing so that we know we have a competitive solution to offer. What products are the right products to apply in different situations, and all that training to those salespeople that are part of and engineers, salespeople and engineers that are employees of the integration partner. And training is really of utmost importance to us and our success. But it really goes beyond just training those engineering people with the integration partner network. It's also training the maintenance people that's going to be supporting that product, those maintenance people that are part uh, of really maintaining the equipment that we provide. So we bring maintenance people in on a regular basis from our end user customer and train them on our products. So before those people come in, we look to see what equipment they have in their operation. They come in and we train them on the products that we've applied in their operation. But it's also a chance for them, we can bring in a group of maintenance people from one customer and train them on their equipment. But then we have the regular maintenance schools that maintenance people from all different customers can come to. So they get to also compare notes with maintenance people from other corporations and operations, and they learn kind of best practices that other companies apply as well. So and we learn from that as well. It's a firsthand customer feedback that we get in training those maintenance people. They're also telling us about our equipment. And so we gain a tremendous amount of customer feedback on how to improve our conveyors, reduce maintenance difficulty or reduce maintenance time. And we learn what's the most difficult thing so that we have continuous improvement to our products to help those maintenance people. So it's a great partnership between Hytrol, the integration partner, and the end user customer that we're a people business. We're all people. We all have goals and objectives to be successful. And by partnering up like that and a lot of open dialogue that takes place in those training sessions makes us all better. So I think that's the training. We continue to put more effort into our training.
I think that's really impressive. And I think for companies that are emerging and to maybe start to embrace this technology, at how really extended the services are to help them be successful with the conveyor automation project. Established customers that already have it obviously see the benefit of that special care that's available to them. And, the Hytrol's focus to make sure that every installation is getting the support that it needs ongoing so they can have success for decades on their installation. We talked a little bit about, technologies for companies of all sizes, small, medium, and large. And Hoj has a focus for each category, and I know Hytrol does too. And the testament to the training, whether it's a large group from one company or single individuals from 20 companies that come in for training, they're all being supported in the same way and helping to be successful. So it's great to see, and I think it's unique in the marketplace. generally.
Yeah, and not only bringing maintenance people into our facility, but we also do training. A lot of times companies don't have the time to send their maintenance people out. They don't want to risk their maintenance people being out of their facility. So we also send training people out to the customer site to train those maintenance people in their facility on their equipment. And that's a very a popular offering today with people not wanting their maintenance people to be away. So that's something that's a growing uh, training offering that we have, and that's on-site training. So sending our people and our technicians to their site.
That's
And a lot of
fantastic.
times I see benefits of that, you know.
Yeah. Well, that insight, again, you're, looking to get that firsthand knowledge of how it's being used, and, you know, the insight that technicians bring to the table for a maintenance ability, a durability. There's insights that everyone can share. And you obviously mentioned that that's a great resource for you for product development and maybe re-engineering. So that's great. I'd say over the last 10, 20 years, with that attitude of innovation, Hytrol's brought key products to marketplace that are, helping all these different categories of customers. Let's maybe talk about some of these technology platforms that are popular today that are going to be the backbone of conveyance for the for the next decade. That Hytrol's kind of led out some of that innovation.
Yeah. So Tim, I go back to, and I've been with the company for 39 and a half years. So I've been involved in product development a lot of my career here at Hytrol. Very fun part of my career. And that's seeing a need out in the marketplace and solving a problem through product innovation. And I go back to really the invention that we had of easy logic accumulation system. There was a time when there was a lot of mechanical devices, mechanical components involved that required a lot of maintenance. And by being out on those job sites and seeing the setup and the time and the wear and tear on the sensing devices that were mechanical at the time, we invented a way to incorporate electronic accumulation, and that's what we call easy logic accumulation system. And that's evolved over time and really been a great product, innovative product that's allowed accumulation conveyor to do things that previously it couldn't do. It's truly an intelligent way of controlling the zones to buffer products or stage things for assembly and manufacturing operations, and get rid of a lot of maintenance that used to have to take place with mechanical components. But that's evolved over time. And just this year, recently, we've just introduced the latest form of the easy logic accumulation system, which is a fully networked system. So all that now is sitting on a network. You can actually walk up to it with your smartphone. You can configure how you want zones to behave, whether it be in a assembly operation or in a buffering system before sortation. Maybe it's just saving energy because there's not a lot of product flow, and we can shut the zones down when product's not flowing. You don't really have to turn the conveyor off because the conveyor turns itself off when product's not flowing during lunches or breaks or whatever. Then it has the full ability to communicate back to a PLC. If somebody wants to take full control of certain areas of an operation from a PLC, we've enabled that to happen. And then we get feedback. If there's a certain zone that has a motor or some mechanical issue, we can get feedback to the PLC to know that it needs some maintenance attention there. So it's really a two-way feedback that's going across that network. So bringing a more innovative, a fully networked solution is one of those things we're doing to that accumulation system today.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the easy logic over the years, and now at this level, this latest generation, the adaptability and flexibility to change flows or change with business needs and dynamic, it it's such an efficient way for the end user to have enhanced controls in their conveyor flow. In the past, it would be an expensive retooling or programming of zones and so forth. So Easy Logic is, again, just leveraging efficiency and cost to minimize the expense for smart conveyor flow. And it's been a marquee product for Hytrol for many years, decades. And fun to see the evolution. It just continues to get better and better. There's a lot of new technologies in the MDR, the low voltage rollers. Kind of, Hytrol has a great efficiency and innovative solution there. Maybe talk a little about that technology and how it's helping industry.
Yeah. So 24 volts has been a very popular conveyor for the last 10 years or so. And really, we approach 24 volt technology a little bit different than a lot of the market. And we've offered MDR solutions where the motor's inside the rollers, powered roller, 24 volt. And we were selling that, but back in 2008, I guess, is really we changed the world a little bit in 24 volt technology and brought to market a pancake motor. So it's not inside the roller tube. And so that offers some value in being able to be more flexible with it than even an MDR. But we call it our E24 product family. And the E24 product family has really been the fastest growing product over the last 8 years, probably, that we've had. And I think that's mainly due to its flexibility and simplicity of integrating it into customers, even customers that maybe haven't thought they could apply conveyor. A lot of times the 24 volt is so simple and flexible to put into even the back room of a store in some cases, but yet it's robust and has all the features to integrate it into complete warehouse distribution systems or order fulfillment. And with the 24 volt, it's because everybody's looking for a safe, quiet type environment for their employees to work in. The 24 volt, it offers those. People can interface with it. There's no high torque areas. There's no belts to have to track. So it really makes maintainability simple for a new customer that's new to applying conveyor in their operation. The 24 volt is so inviting in that regard. The noise level is really low. The variability, I mean, you can put it in running one speed, and when it's integrated with our Easy Logic accumulation system, you can go in with your smartphone and actually just change the speed of it. So, a lot of customers may not operate, their business may not be that big during parts of the year, but as you mentioned earlier, around holiday seasons, Christmas time, it really peaks. And so the 24 volt technology combined with the Easy Logic system allows them to speed up the conveyor, get more throughput during the peak seasons, while you can slow it down during the more off-peak seasons. So offers tremendous amount of flexibility, or it's flexible to reconfigure it or change the operation due to growth of a customer. Maybe a customer, they're getting started, their business is growing. They don't have to replace it, rip it all out, put new conveyor in. They can just change it to fit the needs as they grow. So I think that's some of the reasons that we've seen the tremendous growth of the 24 volt product line.
It's interesting to see. I think there's talking about that inviting technology and how really easy it is to start young with it as a company. I think that's misunderstood generally, that this type of technology is for large industry or really more established companies. But even companies that are maybe in mid-growth, looking back at some experiences with companies that are in a growth phase every year, and every year they're having growth that's pushing boundaries of what the speeds might be or the sortation numbers, and meeting in January and February and saying like, oh, how do we get to 50,000 sorts, a day instead of 30 that we've been at, and how really workable retooling the equipment is to say, okay, well, here this is your next phase, and We're going to reuse most of what you have. And there's this obvious relief, like that's fantastic that we don't have to just start fresh with a new, another really big bill. They get to invest over time as they grow the business and they layer in that investment. So it's just amazing how well it scales from small emerging to mature business and large industry. And it's really all the same parts, just applied for each customer's requirements. So yeah, it's an amazing set of technology tools that Hytrol's brought to market for that growth.
And Tim, one of the things that we've done for customers that's maybe had older technology, we've actually taken, in some cases, their older technology and modernized it by taking out some of the internal parts and retrofitting it with the pancake motor and turning a system that may have been a belt-driven live roller and turned it into a more modern 24-volt technology and adding the accumulation system on it to make it fully accumulating. So in some cases, it's not replacing the equipment, it's just modernizing that equipment. And that's been a successful route for some clients.
Yeah, that's fantastic. As an opportunity for people. Sometimes that line never can come down. It's like, I just need this functionality, and to be able to update a line that disrupted to pull down, that's a great option. What about sortation? I think sortation to, different lanes in the warehouse, or sortation to shipping. Sortation is probably one of the bigger innovation pushes as the market's changing, that, there's so much each and parcel picking and fulfillment to home delivery and everything else. Hytrol's been in sortation for a long time and continues to evolve. What drives the innovation goals right now, or the sortation goals in Hytrol? Is it speed? Is it flexibility? Maybe talk a little bit about some of those products.
Yeah, so sortation, there's been a lot of innovation go on during my career in the industry here at Hytrol. There's been a lot of things change about sortation. There was a time when we thought of sortation as just being a divert plow or something that plow a product off the side of a conveyor down to a different station or something. But really, sortation has evolved because, conveying is not just getting a product from point A to point B, but it's really putting it to its final destination, which may mean to the proper shipping door. So it's not just about speed. For a while, people talked about sortation, and let's talk about a few of the products in sortation. Sortation can be a simple divert wheel, power pivot diverter coming off of a 24-volt type system and routing it to some value added operation, or to some quality inspection, or to a final destination, to a shipper or whatever. So it could be as simple as a power pivot diverter, but then it goes up to the more higher end type sliding shoe sorters. There's a time when we thought of sliding shoe sorters being in warehouse distribution centers, sorting cases to different store locations, or to different shipping doors. It's going to go to a store. And so we have the popular, we call it our ProSort 1400 sliding shoe sorter that can sort products, that are 5 pounds to 100-pound products. But with all the e-com and the e-commerce type operations now, we're sorting not just cases of things, but individual items that may be in a poly bag, or in a Jiffy pack, or a blister pack or something. And so that sliding shoe sorter has changed a lot. And we end up innovating a small item shoe sorter that's capable of sorting those poly bags to, not necessarily to a dock door, but it may be into a shipping bag, or into a gaylord that's going to go to a carrier, some parcel carrier. And it's not just cases going to stores, it's individual products that in the past we might have thought were non-conveyable, but now we've developed conveying products that make them conveyable and sortable, even to something that's going to be coming to your home, that before we didn't think as conveyable products. So it's really innovative. Sortation has innovated down to smaller items, but it's also gone the other way as well, because there's a lot of things that are shipped across the country that used to we thought were non-conveyable because of size or shape. It may have been a piece of furniture. It may be tires, wheels, things that used to have to be manually handled. And well, we all know that there's a sort of a difficulty in finding a labor pool in certain locations, or maybe because of ergonomics, we don't want people handling some of those heavier items. Now we want to convey them and even sort them. So we developed our large item sliding shoe sorter that will sort products that may be 200 or 300 pounds that before were having to be handled individually by a person on a pallet, by a forklift, and that sort of thing. But now it can be put on the conveyor and conveyed to its truck that is going to be shipped by. So, it's about handling the smaller items. It's about handling the bigger items, but it's also about floor space sometimes. And handling the small items, it's not about having a sort station every 10 feet. It's about having a sort station every 30 inches so that we can better utilize that floor space in that fulfillment center, in that e-commerce center. Really, the innovation in sortation is unbelievable, what I have seen during my career in the industry, but really in the last 5 years. Since COVID, look at how much more e-com business is out there, and we've innovated the sorters to be able to handle all that, those type of items.
Seeing that innovation handle that range. And it's interesting how many customers actually have that range in each facility. It's not that they just have one product. They're supplying through e-commerce thousands of products and tens of thousands of products. And they have really small to very large. And interesting how Hytrol is adapting technologies to handle not like an outlier. It's just a category of major business that's large size or small size in bags, and making sure that conveyors are doing the jobs for industry. That's fantastic to see those capabilities. What do we see as maybe some of the maybe challenges to industry? Is there, we're adapting for size, speed. Do we feel like there's industry trends that are pushing outside of boundaries that are just like, man, this is in technology in the world today, it's advancing so fast. It's like, where is it really going? But
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can want to speculate on where the difficulties are in the next 5 years. But
I think I can respond to that some and speak to some things that I'm seeing today that I never thought about in the conveyor world. We've always thought about, we build a conveyor, we ship a conveyor out, it gets installed. There's electrical work that's done to wire it. There's control work, and a lot of times to do all the control that needs to be done to it. And so there's a little bit of a startup time to get a system installed and operational. But some of the things that's developed even in the last 2 years has been conveyor that's equipped to roll into position and plug into an outlet, and it's ready to go and ready to use, fully equipped. So just getting beneficial use to it is a matter of days, not weeks or months. And 24 volt has really opened that opportunity to that type of technology. Taking the 24 volt conveyor, and we're building it today with supports on it, with casters on it, with all the start stop stations on it. So you can take that 24 volt conveyor, roll it into place, and quick connect the sections together and have a cord that plugs into the wall, and it's ready to go. Unbelievable. Not what I would have thought, 4 or 5 years ago that we would be doing, and doing it in that amount of volume. Customers that want a conveyor, just like an appliance that I can roll into place, plug it in, and I can use it. So that's speed of beneficial use is a critical thing. When people, we all know we live in a society that we want instant gratification. We want everything's moving faster than it's ever moved before in society. So people want to be able to buy a conveyor and put it to use immediately. And we're making that possible.
pretty fascinating. This 5 years ago wasn't even conceived as a real need,
Right.
and the push for convenience, speed to market, adaptability. There's a whole business category for it, and you're meeting those needs and shipping that type of product out in significant numbers. So, well, congrats to listening to the hardest problems and coming up with solutions and putting products to market. It's really amazing. We appreciate the time and really the history, but it's fun to connect on a podcast to talk about Hytrol and the industry today, and really the focus and innovation that you've always had, and that still plays out to deliver ongoing, just forward thinking products, forward ways to connect with customers, still optimizing the tradition of how we connect and teach and build relationships. I love that you mentioned business is about people and connecting people and their capabilities, and Hytrol does it as well or better than anybody.
We're continuing to automate in our manufacturing facility. We're a very vertically integrated manufacturing facility, and we're continuing to innovate within our operation so that we can continue to supply people like yourself and companies like Boy with some of the best products and at a record speed to market. Because as we mentioned earlier, I think the ordering equipment and having to wait 6 and 8 weeks is something that we really focus on. How can we bring those products to market faster and be innovative in how we not only design our products, but how we manufacture our products. So,
well, I noticed even right before COVID, there was kind of talk about funding, a second assembly and manufacturing where, a parcel being the growing sector, just ongoing, the strategic moves that Hytrol makes and the attention to being the best at what they do, rolling out the second manufacturing facility in Arkansas was done at a pretty impressive rate, came at a really great timing when the supply chain demands through COVID and recovering from COVID was really right at the doorstep. And you guys were right in play to participate and provide that much needed increase in materials. So, those are big moves, big strategic moves.
Yeah, and we're actually looking at ways now to bring orders in, get them to manufacturing faster than ever before through using AI technology to create the bills of materials and get those orders into manufacturing quicker and not have as much time delay between the order entry and the manufacturing processes beginning. So we're integrating a lot of AI technologies into our engineering as well.
That's fun to hear and not surprising to hear because you've always been leading on what technologies are available. So it's great to hear that. I'm sure it'll bring again levels of efficiency and help to refine a process that'll be efficient, bringing cost in check, being competitive in the marketplace, and bringing the best products at the best pricing. It's really the goal that you're all striving for. We see the benefits of that.
Definitely excited about the future.
Well, it's fun. We are also, and we appreciate working together on it. So we're very much look forward and support all those initiatives. Appreciate it, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.